What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be reviewing something from the house of Guerlain. Guerlain has different lines. Like, what I mean by that is they have like this line called the Ideal line, and then they have different lines, and you'll know what, like, for example, this is their niche line, and all the fragrances in this line, it's about 8 of them, somewhere around there. They all have the same bottle, just different color, right? So this is what we're going to be reviewing. It's called Bois Mystérieux. I believe it's Mysterious. That's kind of the way it's spelled here. Could be mysterious, and they just wanted to get fancy with the way they spell it, maybe differently to sound hip. So anyways, like I was saying, the bottles are like this, just different colors. I'm a fan of the bottle design myself. This is why one of the big reasons I picked these up as a collector. I like my collection to look aesthetically pleasing, right? So these bottles look pretty cool, different colors and whatnot. The boxes look like this. Also, they're always going to match the color of the bottle. There's a blue one, a green one, and so on and so on. Now you have another line, like I said, the Ideal line. There's square bottles, and then that whole line, they will all be square, the same design. So they have a few different designs, and whenever it's one from that line, they keep the same design going, which is pretty cool. Keep them in uniform. That way you could separate one line from another, even though they're all the same brand. Now, what do we get from this? This is a winter fragrance. Tell you that right now. It's for winter. When I first tried this on, I wasn't a big fan. I was like, I don't really like it that much. Now, it wasn't summer, but it was still fairly warm as far as the weather. So then I tried it again when it was a little more cold, and I really enjoyed it. I was like, yeah, now we're talking, right? Like, now we're cooking. So then I tried it again when it's raining, and this is really good when it's cold or raining. Let's say somewhere around 60 degrees, 50, 55 degrees. Smells really good. Now, I live in the West Coast, so we don't get much lower than that, right? Maybe 50 is as cold as we go. So how would it hold up in the snow and, stronger winds and all that? I have no idea. I can't tell you. I could tell you this is not a weak performer. It's pretty strong. So let's get to talking a little bit about what it smells like, what I got from it. You're going to get about 8 hours. At least on my skin, I got about 8 hours. After that, it's still around, lingering, but it's not performing the same. It's not projecting. So I'll say 8 hours of good use. Realistically, anywhere you go outside of work, you're not gonna be there 8 hours, right? So it's gonna last you plans you have. It's gonna last you for that day out. Plain and simple. And so if you've tried Tuscan leather, if you tried this, there's gonna be the comparisons. And to me, I'm gonna make a flamboyant statement right now. This is a Tuscan leather killer. Right there. I said it, and I stand by that. Now, it's all going to be personal preference, what you like. Tuscan leather is far stronger than this as far as how potent, how far it projects. A lot stronger than this. The scent profiles are similar, but I think this is a more wearable option. It's, to me, improvement on Tuscan leather. Especially for someone like it's more mainstream, I would say that, right? Although neither of them is mainstream, they're very niche, right? They're not gonna be for everybody. Cause Tuscan leather, it smells very barnyardy. The leather on that smells. It reminds me a lot of when you go to the zoo, when you're around the animals, or a horse, a dude ranch. You're on the horses, the hay. That's what Tuscan leather smells like, and it's very strong. Very raunchy, very dirty and grimy. So it's not a clean leather, right? It's not appealing at all to me. And to make things worse, it's like I said, it projects super strong. So when you're smelling something you don't like and it's super strong, it's like, oh no, when will this end, right? Let me hop in the shower right now. So anyways, this one, it has that leather, and it still leans towards that animalic type of vibe. But it has some... I immediately get some white florals. So it says it has Neroli and Jasmine. Now the Neroli here, it's not powdery like baby powder. Some people don't like that. I don't mind it. I kind of enjoy it, but a lot of people think that smells cheap, right? So it has the Neroli and Jasmine, and I would say they're leaning more towards almost smelling waxy, right? Like, I wouldn't say it's waxy, but it's more in that vein than it is powdery. So it cleans things up, but it helps so much when you add those notes, because it stops it from being too overbearingly dirty and grimy, right? So it cleans it up a little bit. It makes it a lot more wearable and a lot more likable, in my opinion. Unless you want to smell really animalic and really stand out, then you might prefer the Tuscan leather over this. But like I said, for someone that doesn't wear niche fragrances or heavy fragrances, this is gonna be where you will start with this before Tuscan leather. Maybe after wearing this for a while and you enjoyed it enough, then maybe you move on to the next level, right? This is, like I said, it doesn't project as strong as Tuscan leather, but it feels real nice when it's a rainy day or when it's just cloudy and kind of cold. I was really enjoying it in the air, the wafts I was getting and so forth. Is this a compliment puller? Like I said, it's very niche. If somebody likes leather, they might like this. You might pull a compliment. I have not gotten a compliment with this, but I have smelled it in the air and when it's cold, and it does smell like something that can potentially get you a compliment here and there, right? One thing you're gonna get for sure is people are gonna be asking you, "What are you wearing? What does that smell?" Not sure those are compliments, but it will be noticed. It will be noticed for sure. All right. So final words. What is there to say about this? To wrap things up, you're gonna get an animalistic leather with some clean white florals, soft white florals in the background. The leather is the main player here. It's enjoyable. It's wearable in the cold weather. I would not wear this in the warm weather. I personally did not enjoy it when it's too hot. Now, one thing I noticed is in the warm weather, the first time I tried this, I felt like I got some type of spice, right? Like almost like a black pepper. In the cold weather, I did not pick up on that myself. This is a warm leather, definitely for winter time. Now, it's pretty fresh as far as these types of fragrances go. This type of scent DNA, this would be one of the fresher ones. That does not mean it's a fresh fragrance like an aquatic or anything for summer, right? So keep that in mind. What score would I give it? If I'm comparing it only to warm weather, you know, amber, tobacco type fragrances, I would put this, I don't really know what grade I would give this, to be honest with you, but I did enjoy it, and I will let you know that in 2019 is when this came out. That's back when I bought it. I think I bought it towards the end of 2019. And at that time, I think it won Fragrance of the Year I think in one of those websites. I think in Fragrantica. So keep that in mind. You know, it was a big hit. A lot of people enjoyed it, and I think especially if you're on the East Coast where it's more cold, you will really enjoy this, and you will get a lot more use out of this. You'll wear it more often because you will have cold weather more often, right? So yeah, guys, that's all I got to say. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button, and if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. That way I'll keep you updated when the next video drops. Other than that, check you guys out next time.